Chelsea 3, the Premier League champions 1. I can't tell you how happy I am about this result. I can't tell you how happy I am about this result. Because actually, I went into this game, I was really, really confident I will win. Not because of how good we are, but because of how bad I was expecting Liverpool to look. Because number one is that they just won the league. They will be pretty much drunk, and there's nothing much to play for. And it's just vibes on vibes. And this marks it the first top 6. I'm not talking about Tottenham. The first Premier League big team that Maresca is properly beating. And I'm telling you, Liverpool was really, really bad today. But I'm telling you, we were equally good on the other side. Now, if you watch that match, it was about a team that needs it more and a team that don't really have much to play for. Liverpool are Premier League champion. Maybe apart from Salah, maybe trying to break a certain record in the Premier League. I think he has a record to break Thierry Henry's record. I think apart from that, there's nothing much for them to play. You saw it from the lineup. Alisson today was very, very horrible in my opinion. But from our lineup, I think we looked very, very good. I think the whole player was very, very, very okay. Sanchez in goal, Caicedo, Chalobah, and Kowiu, Cucurella, Lavia, who was very solid in my opinion. Enzo Fernández, another masterclass performance from him. Pedro Neto, and Cole Palmer, and Noni Madueke. And before I touch into all these players, I would like to touch on our performance. Now, this lineup, I think, is the strongest we could have gone against them. I think starting Caicedo as a 2 equally helped us as well because, Caicedo inverts. No one does that inverting role from that wing like him. Malo Gusto is not even half as good as him. James as well is not even good as him. I think James sometimes don't really get the whole idea of, inverting from the right wing side to the midfield. But I think Caicedo is the one that embodies that role perfectly if you want to do it from the right hand side. You get me? I think Guerrero on the other side was very, very solid. I think he pocketed Salah in my opinion, but Salah, obviously, they won the league. Salah had nothing to play, they had nothing to play for today. You get me? I can glaze about how good we were, and I can equally talk about how Liverpool were mentally checked out. They don't care. Liverpool were it didn't even look like we are playing Liverpool because they are passing they had a lot of passing that didn't count. But I'm not trying to water down what we did. Bruh. You know what this result means for us? You get me? I think our next game is Newcastle, and then we take on Man United and we take on Nottingham Forest. So we could potentially get a Champions League spot. Currently, I think we are 4th. We are 5th behind Newcastle, just based off goal difference because they have scored more goals against us. But generally, I think there is a positive feeling around. And everything depends on Nottingham Forest results. Okay, even with their result, I think Nottingham Forest will still be behind us, and we could equally finish second. No one is talking about that because the way Arsenal is moving, they lost yesterday, and we are down the same points. We are just 1 point behind Man City, who are 3rd place. And if you check it, as crazy as it sounds, Man City could be finishing second with the way Arsenal is moving. You get me? But I think Arsenal season depends on what happens on on Wednesday. If they lose on Wednesday, which I hope to be the case, if they lose on Wednesday, I think they will now focus more on the Premier League. There's now something more to fight for. But I think they'll qualify for the Champions League, regardless of where they finish, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And this is going to be very, very hard because our next match is Newcastle. And are we going to win Newcastle? Man, I don't really, really know, man. But one thing that is going to be for us is that we are playing at home. But we will not be expecting an easy performance with when it was against Liverpool because Newcastle have something to play for. They could potentially finish top 5, and get the Champions League spot. It's really, really, really possible right now. So, and that match is going to be a very, very tough match. But that's, by the way, let's talk about let's talk about today's match. Now, Chelsea started pretty much very, very good. And as a biggest, I don't like, I won't say I don't like Neto, but Neto is not my kind of footballer. Where he plays, I will praise him. But for the past few months, I think Neto has been, maybe not, maybe he doesn't have the flair of Noni Madueke. He doesn't have the dribbling of Sancho, but he's a really good hard worker, actually. And one of the reasons I don't like Neto is not about Neto. It's about how the fans glaze about him. Let me be honest. About how the fans glaze about how good Neto is just annoying because I can't see it. It makes me look like I'm going mad. But today, that first crossing, like Neto usually just hoofs it up. But that first crossing that he gives to Enzo, and bro, kudos to Enzo, who takes it very, very well, traps it, chooses a very, very good side, and slots it in. That set the tune for the game. 3 minutes in, we are 1-0 up. And I was like, whoa. I was expecting us to win, but not like this. I think first half, I think we had more chances. I think first half, the match was like, it was both ways. Liverpool, we are trying, but like, when you watch Liverpool play, you can't see that that zeal. There's nothing to play for. Yeah, relax. Alisson was making bare mistake. Salah was not even in the game. Who was the midfield? Simic, like, they are really, really rubbish today. Liverpool are really, really rubbish. And I'm happy for that. Like, I'm happy for that. They already won the league. There's nothing to play for. Just relax, take it. But I think Chelsea broke a record because this is the first time we are winning Liverpool. I think in the last 10 years or last 10 meetings. I can't remember. But it's been long we beat Liverpool. Now 1-0 up first half, and I was like, whoa, get into the second half, finish the job. I was like, I was very, very, very confident that we'll win this match. Very confident. But I wasn't expecting 3-1. I was like, maybe around 2-1-ish. But like, bro, 3-1. And Palmer had a lot of chances as well, which we'll be talking into. Then the second goal, I think there were Noni Madueke shoots a ball. I think Kwanzaa wanted to clear it. Or someone wanted to clear it and he hits Kwanzaa, and that was an on goal. Tony, I was like, yo, we're done. And then somehow Van Dijk got back into the game, scored it 2-1. Broski can tell you that immediately Van Dijk scored. The whole excitement left my body. I was like, fuck, like we could potentially draw this match. And see, let me tell you, losing, if we started the game and we lost the game, I would have been like, yeah, it's Liverpool regardless. But like going from 2-0 up and ending 2-2 would have broken my heart because, bro, I was already like, in my head, I was like, this match is done. That was like what was going on in my head. I was like, this match is done. Finito. Over. Bro. And then boom, 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 boom. The 5 minutes extra time. Bro, let me tell you, I won't die. I swear to God. I won't die. And then we get into the match. And then what it leads to another Caicedo down penalty. And Palmer scores. Finally, after 100 odd years, Palmer finally scores. Praise the living God. Praise the Lord. And even the attack that led to the goal, I think he was the one that started it as well. But Palmer today was really, 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 bro. He had a lot of chances. Alisson saved some. There was the one that he played that hit the bar. He had chances upon chances, but like I think he has finally breaking the course. And if we could have him and Nicholas Jackson scoring the way that, I think we could finish the season on a high. I think we could potentially eclipse or do the same thing that I think we have. I think this match makes it 63 points. I think that's the exact point that we got under Pochettino. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Maresca has finished above, has now picked up, I think he has equaled Pochettino's points. Now from the next match, he might, go above him, which is very, very good. But I think the end game is getting Champions League football. You get me? Getting Champions League football. I think winning Conference League. I think with everything we have been through this season, I think we call it a good season. It's not like the Chelsea level, but like it's a good season. And Enzo Maresca will be the first manager to get Champions League football under this new ownership and get a trophy potentially under this new ownership. Yeah, but I'm so excited. Now let's talk about Neto. I think Neto was solid today. Cucurella locked up Salah. He locked up Salah, bro. And Salah, like I could equally say our players are good, but I could equally highlight how bad Liverpool players. Yeah, They didn't really have anything to play for. Maybe apart from the second half when they had players like McAllister, Shobozlai, start bringing up some of their key players. Apart from that, I didn't really they didn't play like they had anything to fight for. Like, you get me? And this is a very, very important way for us. If you see where we are sitting, we are fifth. Yeah, if the league ends today, we are going into the Champions League. I am very, very happy. So we'll just be looking for what happens against Newcastle, you get me, and potentially against Man U. Manchester United has been horrible this season. If you get a win against them and Newcastle and potentially Nottingham Forest, I think even in our last three matches, if we could get 5 to 4 points, I think we could finish the Champions League. We could get the Champions League because Champions League spots, because two out of our last three matches are teams that are still in the same zone with us. They are contesting for the Champions League. But this Champions League football will mean a world of good for us, for signing of players, for revenue, for sponsorship. A lot of things depends on us getting Champions League, and it's very, very important. I think us getting Champions League, we now decide how our summer will look like, decide the kind of players we are going to sign, decide sponsorship, and all these things equals more revenue. You get me? I'm really, really happy about this match. A win is a win. You get me? A win is a win. So yeah, that's the video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.